and welcome to Teleislas News with the most relevant and important information of the day. Sessions continuing at the Departmental Assembly for the approval of the resources requested by the local government to continue with the development of its projects.
With 4 votes in favor, the report of the budget addition project request by the departmental government to the Duma was approved in the first debate, which passed to the second debate. The Secretary of Finance, Luis Viloria, who represents the local government during the sessions, gave a summary of the proceedings.
El proyecto de adición presupuestal, hay una ponencia.
There is a favorable report in the addition project where the government stated that they wanted to include certain things according to some specific projects with the community. There are some resources initially requested for 216,000 million. The project is readjusted according to some requests and remains around 223,000 million pesos. The addendum project, with some modifications requested by the government, we are waiting for the second debate to request and respect the decision taken by the Honorable Department Assembly.
The President of the Budget Committee, Deputy Carolina Poe, also gave a report on the progress made in the discussion within the framework of the budget addition.
El balance, mi percepción personal es que
the bottom line is my personal perception that as president of the budget committee, I did not expect it to be that gassy.
It should be noted that during the budget addition process, there have been delays due to the corrections that several secretaries have had to make on the projects and budget required to the Assembly. It is expected that with these monies, the government will continue with the projects framed in the development plan in its 2021 term, which is 4 months away from ending.
The head of the Public Prosecutor's Office urged the authorities to take special measures for San Andres, Providence, and Santa Catalina, taking into account that a large part of the community continues to be under protection of shelters in view of the delay in the reconstruction.
The Attorney Generals of the nation, Margarita Cabello Blanco, urged the national and territorial authorities of the Caribbean region to strictly comply with the regulations related to the implementation of the preparation, monitoring, readiness, and attention measures for the 2021 hurricane season. Through Directive 014 of 2021 addressed to the National Unit for Disaster Risk Management, to the Ministries of Environment and Sustainable Development, MinDefense, MinInterior, MinAgriculture and Rural Development, MinHousing, among others, it requested the implementation of the measures for prevention, attention and recovery from disaster, emergency, management and risk reduction. She recommended reviewing and activating, if necessary, the contingency plans for these climatic phenomena and at the same time ensuring the necessary resources to address the possible impacts of this hurricane season may cause. In addition, she called for a strengthening of preventive measures to reduce the risk caused by these climatic events throughout the National Disaster Risk Management System and the territorial and municipal councils of the Caribbean region. In textual words, the Attorney General has requested
both operators, tourists, and fishermen to be attentive to the daily evolution of weather conditions in order to heed the recommendations of the competent authorities.
Close quotation marks. She urged the authorities to take special measures for the archipelago, taking into account that a large part of the community is still in shelters. Finally, she urged the reinforced vigilance in unstable areas and areas of high vulnerability to strong winds and floods.
The National Learning Service, SENA, adjusts details for the return to in-person classes and services.
SENA Regional San Andres began preparing for the implementation of all biosecurity measures for the safe return of apprentices and teachers for the face-to-face learning process, as confirmed by the director of the institution, Lorena Aldana.
We want to tell the entire community that next Wednesday, 4th of September, the Tourist Training Center, Sea and Service Center will have the doors open of all users of the organization regional services, namely apprentices in the process of training, job seekers who wants to bring forward some steps between the Public Employment Agency, the employment and certification services of professional competencies. Is a pleasure for us as an institution.
Aldana indicated that the classes will be developed with capacity control. She also pointed out that it will be the directors of each program who will be in charge of making their apprentices aware of the schedules of their classes.
Representatives to the chamber for the department met with the raizal team in recent days to discuss issues related to the Hague ruling and the Colombian defense. Congressman Jorge Mendez, through a phone call to this newspaper, reported in detail the outcome of the meeting.
The representative described as enriching the meeting held between the founders of the raizal team, where the main idea of this meeting was to review some aspect before the regular meeting of the Advisory Commission on Foreign Relations at the Casa de Nariño to be held on September 1st of this year, in order to address the current status of the process regarding the alleged violation of sovereign rights and maritime space in the Caribbean Sea between Nicaragua and Colombia, which is currently underway before the International Court of Justice. Mendez highlights the importance of the presence of raizal people in the defense.
From the mayor, from the raizal authority, I think it is very important, and we have always emphasized in the meetings we have held with the foreign ministry and with the president himself, the presence and participation of members of the people in this very important event, because we already know that next week in September the hearings will be held at the International Court, and it is important the presence of the team who have been accompanying this process. Precisely, they have been accompanying this process.
The congressman said they hope that at the meeting to be held on September 1st, this petition request will be filed and that the Colombian defense will include members of the raizal team. Teleislas News will be attentive to the conclusions reached at the Foreign Relations Committee meeting.
Good evening, Lisa and all our viewers. I have for you the most relevant news from all Providence and Catalina. SENA will be offering training courses for food processing as well as the constitution of productive units that contributes to food security and the reactivation of the economy of the municipality.
In an inter-administrative alliance with the Mayor's Office and Pro Archipelago's organization, the SENA will be offering a course on food processing to contribute to food security of the Providence people.
En el marco de un proyecto de seguridad
It's in the framework of a food security project that seeks to contribute to the economic reactivation of the municipality, and also that the families have food self-sustainability, for example, that they can have guaranteed a part of their food.
The course includes the transformation of meat and fish, also the transformation of fruits and vegetables.
We have a short strengthening course dedicated to the topic of fruit and vegetable processing, such as making jams and other things, other derivatives, which is for people who are already in this business and want to strengthen their skills and become certified by SENA. In addition, we have 3 long courses in food processing entrepreneurship.
Finally, the course will take place at the Saltwater Restaurant in Southwest Bay.
The idea is that we can have for the municipality an offer of sausages, fruit pulp, jams, and any other type of products such as flours that can be derived from this food transformation. It is a very cordial invitation that we are making to the whole community. And in other news, the situation of calamity continues for several residents of Old Providence due to the continuous rainfall. Weather forecasts predict rain for the next few days.
Once again, the appearance of rains in the municipality worries a sector of the community who continues to live in tents, makeshift shelters, or simply in houses without an appropriate condition for this weather. According to the forecast, tonight and tomorrow will be very rainy. The community spoke about the situation.
Well, really, I don't know how I feel. So I feel like I might have to come out and go by a family because the situation is very hard. I got 2 young babies, and this coronavirus is all these rain. So I beg for God will give us, find the therapy people them and touch their heart and see if they will try to come and interview the house very fast. Because in Teleislas was in September and now it's still November.
I'm sad with everybody who in the car, but the people them wet up, they soak, and the rain will come tomorrow and day after tomorrow. So you know what happened to these people.
This is a rough moment because we're coming out of the real season now, what we call it, and rain season. and I just imagine the people where they in the tent them. I in this whole in my house here. I take it wet, but not as how them who in the tent them must they pass it. And you can notice not so long a heavy breeze pass, and I suppose so with that breeze pass not so long a couple minutes back. Plenty of them them tent when they call tent blew away.
Horrible, mijo. Ahora que yo llegué,
it's horrible. When I arrived from work, this was filled with water. I was getting wet, and my bed was wet. I had to make the bed with dry sheets and mop the place. The bathroom is still a mess. Plus, my neighbors are not doing well. The lady there is an elderly woman. It's sad to see the elderly like that who is suffering.
The U.S. National Hurricane Center forecasts clouds for the formation of a large low-pressure area in this side of the Caribbean for the next few days.
This is all the information we have for today for this section of Providence and Catlina. Continue San Andres with more Teleislas news. Lisa.
Thank you, Millian. At this time, in alliance with the Caribbean, we are showing an overview of the situation that some countries live. In this case, Haiti, after a critical earthquake.
I'm standing just outside of Leaks Medical Center, a hospital here in Haiti that has been completely destroyed following the earthquake on August 14th. It's just one of the many collapsed buildings in this community in Lacaille. With over 10,000 injured, medical centers remain under pressure. Rosalie Maison, whose husband was among the injured, recounted her experience of the earthquake.
I was inside of the house with my husband and 2 children, and suddenly the earth started shaking. The house did collapse because it has 2 floors and everything is collapsed, unfortunately.
She adds that those few minutes were the most traumatic of her life, but she is glad her family is alive. Many Haitians are now sleeping outside of the buildings they once called home.
We're in trouble. We can't enter the building that you see here because it's collapsed. And last night we had a difficult time because it was raining, and as you can see, we are under tents, so it's not good, that situation.
As of tonight, over 50,000 homes have been destroyed and close to 100,000 damaged. Reporting from Port-au-Prince, Haiti, Crystal Hoyt with the collaboration of Sedima.
Now we continue with all the cultural news of our department. The 3rd edition of the traditional sailing festival returns to the archipelago, an initiative that seeks to maintain several traditions of the islands.
From September 9 to 24, the 3rd Traditional Sailing Festival will be held in Providence, which will feature various on-site and virtual activities for the enjoyment of the island community.
We want to invite the community of San Andres, Providence and Catlina to join me in the activities that we will have in this 3rd Caribbean Navigation Festival, which is a space that we want to create, so we valorate and contribute to keep up with the sea culture from the islanders people. I hope that Providence people can join me in the activities where we will have Providence, and San Andres people and anybody who are interested can join me in the virtual activities through the web page from the festival, Facebook or YouTube. I really hope we can have UNO in the different activities. We have a very interesting agenda with different cultural, academic, and other kind of activities.
The purpose of the festival is to exalt the different maritime traditions of the raizal ethnic community.
And progress continues in terms of the construction of the House of Culture of the department, a work that seeks to promote the artistic expressions of the archipelago.
The Departmental Secretariat of Culture celebrated the process being made in the construction of the House of Culture, an enclosure that will host the traditions and artistic expressions of the archipelago.
Really, we're finishing the contract
the cancha acústica, as we call it in Spanish, where the different artists can come and get some nice concert. And another the two step them from this concha acústica, really, we have got the bathroom them done completely. And on the other side, one place where the different artists can go and change their clothes, or who they do any different play activity can come and change their clothes. On the other hand, right beside, we got the principal auditorio, just as we say in Spanish, the principal auditorio, which is in Spanish named the El Salón del Mar. You know, so we expect to finish all this building the 13th of December. Well, we got one spot what we call the section of art, where we have one place where the people can go and practice guitar, then can go and practice on the piano, and even got place where they can record and sing and things like that. So this cultural building is really a multicultural, where they have a little spot to do it, different spot to do every single different type of cultural activity.
The departmental government hopes that the House of Culture located in the town will become the epicenter of cultural development in the islands through dances and audiovisual production.
Now we continue with the weather forecast for tomorrow. The weather forecast for tomorrow, August 31st, in the coastal area of the archipelago, the sky will be with electric storms. Temperature will be of 24 degrees Celsius, winds from the northeast direction, with intensities of 16 kilometers per hour. Humidity forecast will be of 92%, and probability of precipitation will be of 78%.